This noon, lawmakers set to tour a child migrant facility in Carrizo Springs. Our Tiffany Huertas is there and will join us live detailing what we know about the facility so far.
And a call about a disturbance ends with police shooting and killing a woman's estranged husband. Katrina Weber tells us what police say led up to the incident.
Live from KSAT 12, the news at noon starts right now.
A group of lawmakers, including U.S. Representative Joaquin Castro, visiting a child migrant facility in Carrizo Springs, about a 2-hour drive southwest of San Antonio.
They'll be visiting the facility to observe what the conditions are like inside. ABC reports as of this week, there were approximately 10,500 minors in custody of the Department of Health and Human Services, with nearly 5,000 minors in Customs and Border Protection custody.
Tiffany Huertas joins us live now with what we know so far about this facility. Tiffany?
David, lawmakers are wrapping up that tour right now, and they'll be joining us here shortly, and we'll have all of that on our live stream on KSAT.com. But take a look at the facility.
We have lost our audio from Tiffany Huertas down there in the valley. We will try to reconnect with her in just a few minutes and see if we can get her back on. In the meantime, let's move on and we'll try to get back to Tiffany. Later this afternoon, Republican Senators John Cornyn and Ted Cruz will be in the Rio Grande Valley. They will be in Mission, Texas, leading a Senate delegation on a tour of the border. We'll bring you the latest tonight of their trip on KSAT 12 News at 5 and 6.
And this noon, Bexar County officials are still deciding on a deal to use the Freeman Coliseum as an overflow site for unaccompanied children crossing the U.S.-Mexico border. County Commissioner Rebecca Clay Flores says more details should be released today. Clay Flores says the county and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services are working on a potential short-term contract, but they still need to figure out who would handle security and food and who would be in charge of running the facility. And how does the latest spike in migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border compare to past years? Well, right now on KSAT.com, we're breaking down numbers from the past several years. You can find the story on our homepage.
And during President Biden's first formal press conference as being sworn in as president yesterday, the crisis at the border was a point of discussion. It also faced questions about new efforts by some states to restrict voter access in upcoming elections. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimpert in Washington.
More than 2 months after taking the oath of office, President Joe Biden holds his first formal news conference, facing fierce questioning from the surge of migrants at America's southern border.
The overwhelming majority of people coming to the border and crossing are being sent back.
To hurdles he's facing to pass his policy priorities in a bipartisan way.
My Republican colleagues are going to have to determine whether or not we want to work together.
But the president had perhaps his strongest words addressing laws restricting voting taking place in more than 40 states, which critics say would disproportionately impact minority and poor voters.
This makes Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle. I mean, this is gigantic, what they're trying to do. And it cannot be sustained.
Why are you arresting her?
In Georgia, this state legislator was arrested after she objected to a new law that will limit access to absentee ballots and early voting and impose new voter ID requirements. It would also make it a crime to give out water or food to voters standing in line.
What I'm worried about is how un-American this whole initiative is. It's sick. It's sick.
Biden suggesting efforts to enact tougher voting laws are a threat to democracy, and the rest of the world is watching.
If you notice, you don't have Russia talking about communism anymore. It's about an autocracy. Demand decisions made by a leader of a country. That's what's at stake here. We got to prove democracy works.
Biden says he will do everything in his power to stop voter restriction efforts, but did not say how, only that he'll be working with the House and the Senate to prevent those initiatives from becoming law. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, Washington.
Once again, we have reconnected with Tiffany Huertas down there in Carrizo Springs.
And we know she was with lawmakers there touring that facility in Carrizo Springs. Tiffany, what do we know about now about this facility?
Yeah, so lawmakers will be wrapping up that tour in just a few minutes and will be giving us more information about what exactly they saw inside. But just take a look at this facility. AP reports that lawmakers on Wednesday were told 1 in 10 children are testing positive for COVID-19, but none at the facility had been hospitalized. The only recent video we have of inside the facility was shot by a TV network that was allowed access on the property on Wednesday. White House officials and members of Congress got a tour of the facility run by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Office of Refugee Resettlement. You can see children playing outside and some of the supplies and clothing that are being distributed. HHS says that the facility can hold up to 952 children and houses immigrant children between the ages of 13 to 17. A lawmaker from New York says more needs to be done.
The conditions are clearly better, but it's never right to have 766 kids in any place together. We should have them next to their family members. And so we got to work, each of our states got to carry our own load to ensure that those children reunite as quickly as possible with those family members in their own state.
HHS says the camp was needed because of the increasing numbers of unaccompanied children and additional space requirements needed for COVID-19. The facility was opened in June 2019. The Trump administration shut it down weeks later. It was reopened this year again in February. Now, AP reports that lawmakers that visited this facility earlier this week said they didn't see any signs of overcrowding. Reporting from Carrizo Springs, Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Tiffany. Back here in San Antonio, police are searching for...
And San Antonio police are searching for a missing teen who is believed to be endangered due to a medical condition. Rudy Audi was last seen just after midnight on Tuesday in the 2100 block of Pecan Hollow. Police say he has a medical condition that requires attention. Audi is 5'6" and weighs 120 pounds with brown eyes and black wavy hair that comes just about to the top of his ears. He has a cross tattoo on his right wrist and an A tattoo on his left ring finger. He was last seen wearing a black t-shirt, black sweatpants, a black baseball cap, and a black leather jacket. Anyone with information is asked to call SAPD's Missing Persons Unit at 210-207-7660.
San Antonio police say they were trying to protect a woman and her children when they shot and killed a man overnight. They say the man was the estranged husband of that woman. It happened in their home in the 1300 block of Brighton Avenue. As Katrina Weber reports, police say they fired the deadly shots after using a taser twice.
A call about a disturbance in the 1300 block of Brighton Avenue led to an even more disturbing scene for a family. A woman and her 3 children were inside their home as a San Antonio police officer shot and killed her estranged husband.
He was armed with a knife, threatening his wife.
Police Chief William McManus says the call that came in around 1:30 this morning had to do with that man, identified as 57-year-old John Pena Montez. He says officers found Montez on the doorstep trying to break in, and when they saw he had a knife, they used a taser on him, but it didn't work.
The man broke the door down, broke through the door, went inside, and shut the door behind him.
Officers went inside too, then things took a deadly turn.
The wife and the children were screaming. Officers got in there, they tased him again, taser partially took effect, and at that point, the officers felt compelled to use deadly force.
At that point, McManus says, an officer, a 1-year veteran, shot Montez twice, killing him. One thing that's still under investigation is exactly what caused things to escalate, from the officers using their taser to one of them pulling and using his gun. McManus says along with all the other evidence, investigators will view the officer's body camera video. For now, he's on administrative duty. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Nice weekend. We got a cold front, though, on Sunday. That'll bring some rain chances with it. We'll time it out for you coming up.
Also coming up in a few minutes in sports, the UTSA Roadrunners ready to hit the field for spring ball, looking to build on a solid season. Larry Mears with more on that coming up.
And a San Antonio CEO is celebrating 30 years in business and wants to visit the company's 45 locations, but he's not driving or flying to each of them. Just ahead, how he hopes his mode of transportation will help him raise awareness for senior safety. Welcome back. A San Antonio CEO is celebrating 30 years in business and wants to visit the company's 45 locations, but he's not driving or flying to each of them. Jeff Salter is the CEO of Caring Senior Service that started here in San Antonio. Now the businessman is packing a few items in a tiny trailer to embark on a 9,000-mile bike ride, and all to raise awareness on seniors' needs for safety. During the course of the trip, Salter plans to bike about 100 miles daily and rest at state parks. He's packed a few essential items, including, of course, his laptop, into that tiny trailer, and it's attached to his electric bike, and it's all part of the fundraiser. He says his inspiration is saving seniors' lives.
So I'll be on the road for about 4 months, going to each location and really trying to have meetings with city leaders, community activists, people that are involved in senior care, to really try and help them start thinking about what they can do in their communities. So for every $250 we raise, because of our partners at VGM Live at Home and Eva Care, a safety care product company, we're able to do 2 grab bars in a senior's home.
He'll be on the road for months, so on KSAT.com we have a link to follow along Salter's journey that begins next Thursday with a total goal of raising $100,000.
You can get a free tree at Roosevelt Park tomorrow, thanks to the San Antonio River Foundation and the San Antonio Parks and Recreation Department. Both organizations will be hosting a drive-through native tree giveaway tomorrow morning. Starts at 8. There will be 200 free 1-gallon trees available. The trees will include, really? Chinkapin oak? Never heard of that one. Texas redbud and Mexican plum. There's trees. We just call them trees. Each vehicle will be limited to 1 tree while supplies last. Those who take part in the drive-through will need to stay in their vehicles and wear a mask when speaking to event staff. Tomorrow might not be a bad day to plant a tree, whichever tree you get. I'd never even heard of that.
Mexican plum tree is one of the popular ones.
Yeah.
Well, just know if you get an oak tree, well, maybe not the new ones, but the oak trees are... The oak pollen is coming out. That's what I'm trying to say.
Great.
Yeah, it's getting worse each and every day. We're starting to see those oak numbers rise. And as we look at, well, we don't have it pulled up, but the aquifer is moving in the right direction. We've also, in your pollen count, we're talking about oak being in the moderate category. Everything else is low. We'll show you that pollen count on the other side of the break.
So there was a discussion on how to pronounce that particular kind of oak tree.
Let's see it.
I still don't know how to pronounce it. He does.
What? You've been practicing.
Justin,
I don't know if I'm right.
How do you pronounce it?
Chinkapin?
Yes.
I don't know. Is that it?
That's the way
Yes.
I've
Did
heard
you
it.
know it?
Yes.
Why didn't you help us earlier then? You just
Us
left
or you?
Me. You just left me dangling.
Well, sometimes we just gotta make you struggle.
Whew. It is a Friday, y'all. Friday all the way around.
So how did you pronounce it?
Chinkapin,
Okay.
I think.
It's just an oak tree.
He looks to the side.
Right? Anyway, let's take a look at the aquifer. I promise we get to that. It is down 0.4 of a foot, so I misspoke earlier. It is down today to 659 even. Just another sign that we need some rain. And looking at the pollen count, oak in the moderate category, everything else is low, but there's a lot there, and oak continues to sort of grow each and every day. We're getting into the heart of oak season. And let's take a look at the lows this morning. It was cold, 48 here in San Antonio, 46 in New Braunfels, 46 in Uvalde. We started off chilly, but what's amazing about this dry air and being in mid-March is you'll see these numbers rebound really quick. We're already in the 60s and even 70s in some cases now. Let's take a look at the weather headlines. Warm and sunny today. Tomorrow, you're going to wake up to some morning drizzle. Humidity comes back in a big way overnight, and it will be a humid Saturday for the most part. By Sunday, we'll be looking at a few showers, especially during the morning time, and it will be cooler and windy. So a lot going on here next couple of days. 72 right now, Bernie Stage, 76 in Helotes, 75 already at the airport, 75 Hondo, 73 in Tarpley. We'll be in the 80s this afternoon, so fairly warm, already in the 80s in Cristo Springs and Katua. And high temperatures, 85 here in town, close to 90 in Pleasanton. And I do think we'll see some 90s on the map today. Cristo Springs and Katua, both sitting there in the low 90s. Dew points, very dry right now, but overnight they jump up into the 60s by probably 4 or 5 a.m. And that's what's going to lead to some of that drizzle. Certainly some cloud cover to start your Saturday. You don't see it right now. Those clouds are still off the coast, but this moisture that's sort of sitting here gets shoved back into our area by tomorrow. And this is the storm system we're waiting on. It's out over Las Vegas right now. It sweeps through Texas. It's not a particularly strong one, but it helps to drive a front through, gives us some lift behind that front, at least a little bit. So hopefully we can get some rain. I don't think it's going to be enough to be a drought bust or anything like that. It's not significant rainfall, but there are some chances there on Sunday. So let's walk through the forecast here. As we get into tomorrow, here comes our warm front. Clouds fill in, probably some drizzle mixed in there too. And then by 5 o'clock tomorrow, probably some clearing. The sun pops out. That's going to allow temperatures to really jump up. Probably back in the mid-80s tomorrow, but plus humidity, unless you're on the other side of this dry line where it will be a little bit drier. This dry line does not kick off any storms for us tomorrow. Then as we get into Sunday morning, 7 o'clock, showers and maybe a thunderstorm right along a front. That pushes south. Behind it, there will be a little bit of lift. So some showers, generally San Antonio, Pleasanton off to the east. Clouds will start to break up across the hill country, and then we completely clear out, I think, as we get into late Sunday night, early on Monday. So forecast, 85 today, 85 tomorrow, morning drizzle, mostly cloudy skies. Front comes through, and then 40% chance of showers early on Sunday, so clearing late. 72, and again, it will be windy on Sunday with northerly winds. 77 Monday, 82 Tuesday, and we get another chance for some showers and storms Wednesday with yet another front. So pretty busy weather pattern. It's just not producing a ton of rain for us. Hopefully, as we get later into spring, that will start to change, guys.
Thank you, Justin. David, that means pack on the hairspray.
Oh, is that what that means?
Yep.
Okay, well,
humidity.
Load it up. I'm going to do you like Spur fans do me.
Uh-oh.
Dude, what's wrong with the Spurs?
I know, right? Dude, what's wrong with the Spurs?
I don't know. They're losing 4 in a row. That's all.
Well, DeMar just says they're out of rhythm. That's why they're not playing so well these days. The Spurs fall last night, 98-85. That's a season low points for them. And last night was both good and bad for Dwight Howard. Coming up.
Before we get over to Larry, we want to give you a little update from Carrizo Springs. We know that senators and congressmen and women have been at Carrizo Springs. They've been touring that facility down there, and they're giving us a press conference right now, and we'll have some more information for you later on.
We know Joaquin Custer is the one leading the delegation, and this comes after an increase of minors. They're there to tour this facility that holds more than 900 unaccompanied minors, and you can watch this live right now on KSAT.com.
All right, let's get over to Larry in sports.
I'm glad I got a chance to receive my ring. Obviously, it's a lot of fun. It's a special night. I had to wait a while to get. I said there's another one that I still haven't gotten yet. But it's a beautiful, beautiful piece.
Danny Green and Dwight Howard picked up their championship rings last night that they won with the Lakers, and then Howard got thrown from the game in big board sports. Spurs and Clippers closed out their back-to-back games on consecutive days last night, and once again, the Spurs came up on the wrong side. But this game was much closer than the night before. This one saw 10 lead changes and 13 ties. Spurs' biggest lead was 9, and the Clippers led by as many as 13. Rookie Devin Vassell scored 7 points off the bench for the Spurs. DeMar DeRozan led the way with 23, and DeJounte Murray added 18. Spurs lose 98-85, suffering their 4th straight loss and 3rd straight at home.
You know, how crazy it sounds, you could take some type of positivity from it, understanding that, every team at some point in the season hit a low, hit a rock bottom, hit a challenge, hit adversity, and it's about how you crawl out and get out of that adversity and come out on the other side to make you better and more equipped for the next time you get hit, with a tough blow. We gotta take this on the chin. These past few games, understand how much it hurts, and we still got a lot of basketball to play to be able to turn this thing around.
Spurs will face the Chicago Bulls tomorrow night, 7:30 at the AT&T Center. So the Lakers hosted the Sixers last night, and former Lakers Danny Green and Dwight Howard got their championship rings that they won last season with the purple and gold. Danny's 3rd championship ring and the first one for Howard. Tense moment now in the first half. Howard and LA's Montrezl Harrell get tangled up, and Harrell pushes Howard off of him. Both are hit with technical fouls. Then, as the first quarter came to an end, Howard and Harrell get tangled up again, resulting in Howard getting ejected from the game with his 2nd technical foul. He can't believe it. The Sixers won 109-101. In College football, led by their second-year head coach, Jeff Traylor, UTSA football is getting ready to start spring ball Monday morning. Last season, spring ball was wiped out due to COVID-19, so you know the guys are ready to get after it. Coach Traylor was asked if he has any new slogans heading into spring camp.
No, what you'll hear the most from our guys is just as the expectations rise, our culture has to rise and match it as well. I don't want to be a guy that's a mile wide and only about an inch deep. Our words are our words. Our mottos are, it's going to be hashtag 210 triangle of toughness again. The biggest difference is going to be instead of me teaching it all the time and my coaches teaching it all the time, our players are now going to be the ones teaching it. Our kids that are in those single digits are going to be the one teaching it.
And the super seniors are going to help as well. Coach Traylor has 12 super seniors on the roster who are taking advantage of an NCAA blanket waiver for all 2020 fall sports student athletes due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
All right, Larry, thank you very much.
You got it, man.
And just ahead, sky-high gas prices. If you feel like
slice through Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia. We will bring you the latest coming up.
Sky-high gas prices. If you feel like filling up your tank has cost a lot more lately, you're not wrong. Coming up today at 5:12 on your sides, Marilyn Moritz explains what's contributing to the hike and what you can expect for your summer road trip. Nearly 24 tornadoes touching down across Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia.
At least 6 people have died, more than 60 homes damaged, and it's not over.
ABC's Elwin Lopez surveys the damage and tells us what lies ahead.
It was hailing like hail, and I was thinking to myself, it's going to come a tornado.
Residents in Georgia cleaning up after a tornado cut through their community. This tree crushing the roof of Randy Jackson's house north of Atlanta and flattening a pickup truck in the driveway.
I had walked in the house and got in the back hallway, and there it was.
At least 23 reported tornadoes in Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia.
If you don't have a reason to be on the roads, please stay off the roads.
Holy cow!
In Alabama, where at least 7 tornadoes touched down, 5 people dying, homes flattened, and transformers ignited.
You could feel the heat.
This Baptist church gutted, the steeple toppled, one of the strongest cutting through Birmingham, leaving thousands without power. This homeowner just returned from the hospital.
Roaring, house started shaking, then everything caved in on us.
The severe weather is quieting down, but a new round of storms is expected throughout the weekend, especially for the hard-hit South, including the potential for tornadoes. Elwin Lopez, ABC News, Shelby County.
Back here at home outside, nothing like that around here. We've had a couple of interesting nights of rain and thunderstorms, but nothing like that. But I think the interesting thing in Alabama was the way those storms tracked yesterday.
It was incredible. I mean, it really was. And we had the big storms here, several tornadoes reported. I want to show you some of the tracks, and we were able to kind of watch them yesterday as they evolved and moved off to the north and east. We're zoomed in on Alabama here. You can see Birmingham. This was the first storm. Watch as it moves northeast, and it's just tornado after tornado. Those are reports. Likely it was just one tornado on the ground through most of that, a long track tornado. Then we had one right behind that formed with another supercell that took almost the same track. And then there was a third supercell that did almost the same thing. So you can see all the tornado reports here, 24 in total. Again, some of those could be duplicate reports, and unfortunately, as you just heard, there were 5 fatalities with that. But just an incredibly busy day across Alabama for those folks, and hopefully they'll be able to do some cleanup today as things have cleared out some. But there's also another round of severe weather potentially this weekend there across the southeast. Current temperatures here in the state of Texas, 75 in San Antonio, 74 San Angelo, 80 in Del Rio, a little cooler up in Amarillo, as it always is, 64 degrees here. Really nice day across the state. We're going to enjoy some pretty good weather through the rest of today. Things do change a little bit over the weekend, though. We'll be up around 85. Sunny skies today with southeasterly winds kicking in 5 to 15. But over the weekend, 85 tomorrow with some morning drizzle and then afternoon sun. But by Sunday, it turns cooler behind a front, 72. Morning showers, turns windy as well. We'll look ahead to next week coming up here in just a couple minutes. Alicia.
Thank you, Justin. And turning now to the coronavirus pandemic here in Bexar County, the 7-day average now at 179 cases per 24 hours. That's up 19 since Wednesday. During yesterday's update, health officials also said 3 more people died after being diagnosed with COVID-19. Meanwhile, our local hospitals are seeing a few more coronavirus patients. 188 people are now hospitalized, 69 patients are in the ICU, and 39 people are on ventilators.
And it looks like all appointments to receive a COVID-19 vaccine at the Alamodome have been filled. Metro Health opened up registration for 30,000 vaccines last night around 7 o'clock. Right now, the city's website says there's no more available appointments. If you still need to get a shot, remember, you can subscribe to the city's text alert system by texting the word vaccine to 55000. You will then get a notification when there's appointments available at clinics across the city.
And the U.S. government is no longer distributing one of Eli Lilly's antibody therapies for use on its own. It's called Bamlanivimab. The Food and Drug Administration says the therapy alone might not work well against variants, but it seems to work better when combined with some other antibody therapies. Used together, the treatments seem to reduce the severity of COVID-19 in some patients.
Lies have consequences. Those strong words come from a company that's now suing Fox News. Dominion Voting Systems filed a $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit against Fox News. The company argues the cable news giant falsely claimed that the voting company rigged the 2020 election. Dominion Voting Systems says Fox News pushed those claims in order to boost its ratings. This is all according to a copy of the lawsuit obtained by the Associated Press. Fox News has not commented on the lawsuit.
And in the Asian American population, there's growing concern over racism.
And some experts say the effects may have an impact on their mental health.
CNN's Mandy Gaither explains.
I am proud to be Asian.
It's an outcry against hatred.
We've really seen a rise and an uptick since the COVID pandemic started.
For some Asian Americans, racism's a reality, especially now. In a Pew Research study published last July, 58% of Asian Americans polled felt anti-Asian racism had worsened since the beginning of the pandemic. 26% feared that someone might threaten or physically attack them. And experts say it could take a toll on their mental health.
I'm scared that in this pandemic, with this rise of anti-Asian hate and this surge, I'm afraid that we will start missing patients who may be really suffering.
Dr. James Lee wrote this perspective, published in the New England Journal of Medicine. The psychiatry resident at the University of Washington School of Medicine is urging doctors across the U.S. to create a welcoming space and to ask Asian American patients directly if they experience racism.
I'm really scared that we will miss patients who are experiencing depression or anxiety.
Dr. Lee fears Asian Americans may slip through the cracks, remain undiagnosed. He says doctors can help combat this climate of fear in their own offices by including translated brochures and offering translators. He says these small things add up.
I think it's about being able to see yourself as part of this country and not necessarily as being an outsider.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Lee says doing targeted screenings for depression, anxiety, and substance use with racism in mind can reveal several symptoms that patients may have previously dismissed.
And a documentary that premieres tomorrow will give fans a look at Tina Turner's life, what the filmmakers had to say about working with the icon ahead of the release.
And the Lady Bears getting ready for the Sweet 16, a preview with Larry Ramirez coming up next.
Never miss a story. Watch live or when you want. San Antonio's latest news and weather, streaming free on KSAT TV.
An entertainer can be in the limelight for decades, the subject of countless interviews and stories and even a biopic, and their fans may still not know the whole story.
A documentary debuting this weekend on HBO sheds new light on a music legend you may think you know. CNN's David Daniel talked with filmmakers behind Tina.
I had an abusive life. There's no other way to tell the story.
Tina Turner's story has been widely told, but never like this.
No, I don't consider it a comeback. Tina had never arrived.
Tina directors Daniel Lindsay and TJ Martin talked with those who knew her longest and best.
It was Ike's band, but Tina was the shining star.
When I saw her dance, she was all I could look at.
We rehearsed constantly.
The film is really made up of people that have been scribes to Tina's story or have embodied it in some way, shape, or form.
Turner also spoke with the filmmakers at her home in Switzerland.
Sitting down, she sat down, we're getting the lights all ready and having a moment in my mind of like, oh my God, we're interviewing Tina Turner.
They found the truth wasn't as tidy as a 3-act biopic.
In those early conversations, we started to realize that the trauma of her past was always kind of just bubbling right underneath the surface.
It hurts to have to remember those times. But at a certain stage, forgiveness takes over.
I'm a girl from a cotton field that pulled myself above the destruction and the mistakes. And I'm here for you.
In Hollywood, I'm David Danny.
One incredible entertainer.
No doubt about it.
Absolutely. One incredible day. Look at this.
Happy weekend. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's Friday, y'all. We're excited. It's beautiful. Beautiful day today. We'll see a few changes over the weekend. 75 so far today. The low this morning was 48. That was actually below average. Will be above average for the high temperature. We jump into the 80s this afternoon. Thankfully, nowhere near our record of 97 set back in 1950. We do have a few rain chances to speak of, especially on Sunday. We'll get you updated coming up.
All I know is this is a great way to start off the weekend, isn't it?
With the Tina Turner or because of the...
Tina Turner's not a bad way to start off the weekend. A little rolling.
You can do both. Roll down the window, turn on some music. It's one of those days.
Y'all are funny. Y'all are good.
Yeah, it is. Blue skies.
And then roll down the river.
Do that too.
Rolling on the river.
Fit it all in there. We're going to have some pretty good weather coming up tomorrow. It's going to be a little more humid. We may start off with some drizzle. It will start off great, but we'll get to some sun tomorrow afternoon, and then Sunday's a little cooler and perhaps a little damp at times. Outside right now, doesn't get much better than that. That's a beautiful shot. 75 degrees, sunny skies, southeasterly winds at about 7 miles per hour. So we've seen the switch around. We had northwesterly winds this morning and a lot of dry air, but now that we're starting to see a southeasterly wind, you know what that means. Humidity will start to go up. It probably takes until tonight for that to happen, though. So we'll enjoy the rest of today. We need some rainfall, that's for sure. We know that. It's 2.95 for the year. That's our total. We're down about 2.58. Del Rio, Austin also both down, and that's compounded by the fact that we didn't get much rain at the end of last year either. So we're digging out of a hole here. As far as rain chances go this week, about a 40% shot on Sunday. We'll have another chance on Wednesday. So there'll be our two opportunities, although Sunday doesn't look great for a lot of measurable rain. Generally, it looks pretty light. Temperatures right now, 73 Boerne State, 76 in Bandera, 75 Hondo, 74 New Braunfels. And we're in the 80s now. Pleasanton, Cotulla, Carrizo Springs over to Kennedy. I do think we see some 90s on the map today. And you'll notice that southeasterly wind. So it's all kind of changed around now. Gusts to 20 in Uvalde, gusting to 28 in Rock Springs. And that's going to bring in that good fetch of moisture from the Gulf. Dew points will start to rise overnight. We'll go from the 40s today, and we'll see those dew points quickly rise into the 60s over a small window. And usually when that happens, that contributes to some cloud cover and then also drizzle. We'll probably start off sort of damp on your Saturday, and dew points will stay high most of tomorrow. Here's our next storm system. It's trying to move east. It's not going to be a strong storm in the sense that it's not going to dig really far south and really gather strength, but there's enough energy there that it helps push the front through and then gives us a little bit of energy behind that front that maybe helps to produce a couple of showers. So here's what the FUTURECAST looks like. We'll get a warm front coming through tonight. That brings in the moisture. Clouds are here 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. By 5 o'clock, a lot of those clouds begin to clear out. We do have a dry line in play, but it doesn't generate any showers or storms. It looks like a cap on our atmosphere will keep everything at bay. But by the time we get into Sunday morning, this is Sunday 7 o'clock, we start to see some showers, maybe a storm along a frontal boundary that sinks south. Behind it, we'll get gusty winds. Clouds will stay in place, and we may still see a few showers behind the front. This is at 5 o'clock. Clearing out west, but here in San Antonio, a couple of showers will remain. And then by the nighttime, we'll see a lot of the clouds clear out and the rain will too. Forecast for today, up around 85, sunny skies. We fall into the 60s tonight. It will not be as cold tomorrow morning as it was this morning. In fact, temperatures stay fairly warm. 85 degrees coming up tomorrow. 72 on Sunday with a 40% chance of showers early, and then 77 Monday, 82 Tuesday. Another chance for some showers, as we mentioned on Wednesday, guys.
My type of forecast. Good weekend. Thank you, Justin.
All right, we've waited for a while to hear from the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys about the signing of Dak Prescott.
He's very excited about it. He called Dak the cornerstone of the Cowboys, so head coach Mike McCarthy obviously pleased. And he has a funny story to tell about where he was and what he did when Dak signed his new contract. And Malcolm Brown will tell us why he picked the Miami Dolphins. Coming up.